Hi, today we are going to discuss how to invest in Nikkei 225 index in 2015 and beyond. This is based on live recording in 2015, and this contains clear instructions how to proceed for those with positions in the Nikkei 225, following my long-term outlook, which is available on the website and blog of the company. This to say that I have been bullish the Nikkei since 2012, when I call it a long-term bottom, and I named the Nikkei to be the single best market at that time, going in 2013 in the world. And you have on the website of the company stockmarketlive.tv and the company Vieira trading, you have case studies including forecasts and clear instructions that I've been sharing with the subscribers since then. One of your questions might be what forecast is. Well, you have here an example. If you visit the website stockmarketlive.tv, and there is an article on why did Green Mountain Coffee stock drop, and here you have the example. If you play it, it's 27 minutes long, and you have here the clear example of what a forecast is. All right, so if you wish to know or to have an idea what you are going to rent ahead of this Nikkei 225 index forecast. To rent this video-on-demand asset, if you are a professional, you have to register on the main website, and then you have to visit the marketplace and contact us. If you are a non-professional, according to the terms of service, which are available on the website, you can do it by visiting the video-on-demand website, by clicking on premium video, for example, or full library. Here you have the Nikkei 225, and then you have a description of what you get. And before you rent the lesson, I recommend that you refer to the existing work on the Nikkei 225 index, namely this case study, which includes forecasts live on Nikkei and simply the best market call in this index in the past years. And so maybe you are interested, maybe you are not. So this video is going to be available precisely on this web page below, and then if you wish to proceed, you can rent the video depending on the pricing plan that you are subscribed to. All right? So what I'm going to do here is just to pass the video that was already recorded live, and which is going to be available for those interested in the Nikkei 225. All right? So by the end, I will come back with some extra comments. Thank you. Hi, today we are going to discuss the Nikkei 225 live in real time in 2015. This is one of the most important markets which I referred to be a unique investment opportunity in 2012. 3 years ago I said that in my opinion the Nikkei would become one of the best opportunities in the markets worldwide, besides the US stock market. And what I said 3 years ago, 3 years later, you have it here on the screen in real time, the vision that I had for the Nikkei materializing. The same vision, in fact, when I said that the Nikkei will turn to be the best market in the world. Also, I said that in the US stock market, the best stock to invest in to be Netflix, and that stock or that American company became one of the best investments ever in the markets, and where we have return on investment 5,812%. So since I record all the presentations live in real time, and you can see here on the right hand side on top real time, the announcement that I have to make today in 2015, and I'm going to scroll here for you to visualize, is that I consider that you should start taking profits on long side in 2015, at least 50% of the long-term long position at this level, 20,250, eventually to 20,370. Okay, why? Because if for some reason the market starts moving sideways, in my opinion, then you give back very important accumulated profits obtained in the past years, and I'm pretty certain that you don't want that to happen. So my recommendation, I repeat, live, is for the first time in 2015. I think that you should take profits here, 50% of your long-term investment in the Nikkei at this price level, or level, there is not price, is a level, 250 to eventually 20,370. With regards to the remaining position, in my opinion, you should then use trailing stop. So you define where you wish to allocate your trailing stop, and that is my personal opinion for your guidance, long-term guidance in the Nikkei 225 since the bottom in 2012. Moreover, in case the market, the Nikkei 225 continues advancing, and by closing 50% of your long-term long position, then what you do with the remaining is to, as the market moves higher, if that happens, is that you move automatically the trailing stop. So you should not be focused where the top it will be, in the first place, because I'm announcing here that you should take profits here at least 50% of the position. The rest is a question of managing the trailing stop on your long-term investment in the Nikkei 225. All right. So I think this is very important, because the call that I made a few years ago in the Nikkei in 2012 within 8,800 and 9,200, I was very clear that you had at that time unique investment opportunity within range. Okay, so and that vision to be regardless of whether that would be the bottom or not, and so I think that I'm very clear by saying that here the same situation, where you eventually will see a range in the Nikkei, whatever the top it will be, but at least 50% of your long position should be closed here, and the rest it is a question of managing the trailing stop, and the best person to do it is precisely you, and this is my guidance in the Nikkei for 2015. All right. So also I want to say that I'm no longer interested to buy new long positions in the Nikkei. You have here the long-term chart in the Nikkei, and I repeat that the importance of making this call in 2012, and then the bottom also in 2013, which became a tremendous buying opportunity for those that they believed in the Nikkei long term, in particular in my vision, all the way up to this level that where you have today, that I'm going to show you here. So this already in 2000. I'm zooming. It's taking some time. I don't know why then this. Right, and here you have so 20,250. Okay, an important announcement today in this presentation for all of you, and I wish you good luck in your investment career going forward. Thank you. Alright, so as you could see, the video contains a clear real-time trade alert on Nikkei 225 in terms of profit taking, at least a percentage of your existing position. And this, I said at the beginning, it was mainly intended for those that they have positions in the Nikkei 225. And with regards to the trailing stop, that will depend very much on your aim in the Nikkei 225, that is to say, in other words, whether you are a long-term investor or a short-term trader in the Nikkei 225. With regards to the trailing stop, that is a decision that you have to make, since my objective in the Nikkei 225, since the very beginning, it was always a long-term perspective and not a short-term perspective. All right? So this is very important because the video refers to these clear instructions and the real-time trade alert. I consider that in 2015 we got to a point in the Nikkei where it will be, I would say, complicated to predict large gains compared to the past. And if your interest it is, for example, the short side, eventually, and if you close entirely your long position in Nikkei, I would say that a short position in the Nikkei should be only assumed by those that they have been invested in the Nikkei on a long-term basis, as I've been indicating here. Otherwise, you don't have a very vast level of accumulated profits, and therefore your risk increases significantly. So for you to understand this, it is described in the trading course, and therefore I'm not going here to explain it in detail, since the trading course it is it explains very well our methodology. So I give you instructions, or I gave you instructions for those that they have positions in the Nikkei, and for those that they want eventually to assume short positions, I initially start with a light short position within the range that where the video mentions to take some profits on the long side. But I'm not trying to call a top in the Nikkei, all right? These instructions are available as video on demand with clear instructions, and I would say that currently my rating in the Nikkei is more neutral than a strong buy. This obviously the Nikkei can continue going forward higher, but I think that at this point we are more dependent than before on a continuation of central banks' policy, namely, the continuation of quantity easing. And if that is the case, eventually the Nikkei can make some further gains, although I don't predict at this point that the gains will be significant to the point of seeing, the Nikkei going to 25,000 or so. This is what I have to say at this point, and I think that is the value of these lessons, precisely to communicate the real-time trade alert in the Nikkei in 225 in 2015, which is very important because since the very beginning, the bull market in the Nikkei, the gains are tremendous, And therefore, according to our methodology, if you don't take profits at some point, you incurring the risk of giving back very important profits obtained on a long-term basis. And finally, I call your particular attention for our investment strategy in the Nikkei. It has been always the long term and not focus on the short term. Also, I consider that if the Nikkei, for some reason, reverses to the downside, there is a risk of that to happen, and in that case, the recommendation to use a trailing stop, because the difference between the actual level in the Nikkei and long-term support, it is considerable at this point. So there is also a risk if you wish or to maintain a very heavy investment position in the Nikkei 225 in 2015 and beyond. Okay, it's very important. Where in 2015, also I mentioned on the video that I'm not buying new long positions in the Nikkei 225 unlike previous years. Thank you.